సార్.
హుస్సేన్
హలో.
హుస్సేన్ స్టార్ట్ చేయబ్బా, టైం అవుతుంది 2:15
ఓకే 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 నేను తింటూ ఉన్నా, ఇందాక చూసుకోలే టైం.
ఓకే.
హలో మ్యామ్. హలో.
Hussein sir. Hussein sir.
సో విజిబుల్ మ్యామ్ స్క్రీన్ మై
Visible.
స్క్రీన్.
Visible.
ఓకే, గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ టు ఎవరి వన్. ఇన్ ఎస్టర్డేస్ క్లాస్. హలో.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, in yesterday's class we discussed about the internal flux linkages and external flux linkages and the internal inductance and external inductance. We derived the expressions for those things, flux linkages and inductances. Okay, so today topics are inductance of single phase two wire line and inductance spacing factor. These are the terms we are going to discuss today. Okay, right. So you just recall the previous discussed topics, so which is internal and external inductances for a single isolated conductor. Okay, so now if you take the only internal flux into consideration, then the internal flux linkages lambda internal can be written as mu 0 I by 8 pi. So mu 0 I by 8 pi. So here mu 0 is the 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. If you substitute that value, you will get lambda internal flux linkages as 1 by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 into I. So now the derivation for this expression we have done in the previous class. Okay, so when you know the internal flux linkages, so then you can find out the inductance, internal inductance. The internal inductance is the ratio of internal flux linkages to total current flowing in the conductor. So this will be lambda internal by I, which is equal to, so this part only, so 1 by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7. So the units for internal inductance are henries per meter. Okay, actually inductance units are henries, but we were considered the only 1 meter length of the conductor. So the inductance what we were calculated here is in only for 1 meter. So the units for this expression are henries per meter, not only henries. Okay, so this is the internal flux linkages and internal inductance. Now at the same time we were discussed about the external flux linkages and external inductance also in the previous lecture, right? So these external flux linkages which are from point to P to Q, right? So the external flux linkages between the points P and Q is expressed with lambda PQ. So this value is mu 0 I by 2 pi into ln d2 by d1. here d2 is the distance from center of the conductor to point q, and d1 is the distance from center of the conductor to point p. Okay, again instead of mu naught, if you substitute 4 into 10 to the power of minus 7, so you will get 2 into 10 power minus 7 I into ln d2 by d1. Okay, now if you bring this I to this side, so lambda pq by I, which is inductance, external inductance is equal to lambda pq by I, so which is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 ln d2 by d1. So the units of this external inductance also henries per meter only. Okay, so till now we were derived all these expression in previous class itself. Okay, right, this expression, the external inductance, this external inductance due to the flux linkages between points P and Q only. So between the points P and Q, what are the flux linkages and what is the corresponding inductance? So this is this value. So now you need the external flux linkages from surface of the conductor to point Q. Okay, from between point P and Q you have determined the flux linkages and corresponding inductance, but we need the inductance or flux linkages from the surface of the conductor. Okay, from the surface of the conductor to a point which is at a distance d2, which is q, let us assume, right. So now in such a case, if you take the surface of the conductor, so then this d1 value, so this d1 value will become equal to r. So this d1, if you substitute d1 is equal to r, so then you will get the external flux linkages from the surface of the conductor. Okay, right. So go to the next slide. So now here we have to determine the flux linkages due to the flux up to some external point. Okay, so you have to consider one external point. So in previous case we were taken 2 points P and Q. So now here you take only one point Q, which is at a distance d2. Okay, so then you determine the flux linkages up to that external point Q, up to this point from surface of the conductor. Okay, so then this d1 will become equal to r1. So sorry, not r1, this is r only. Okay, so lambda external flux linkage, which is external flux linkages of this conductor, will be mu 0 I by 2 pi ln d by r you will get. So flux linkages are units are Weber turns, and as you are considering the 1 meter of the length, the units will be Weber turns per meter only. Okay, so this is the external flux linkages up to an external point Q, right. So let us assume this point Q is at a distance d meters, from the center of the conductors. Then that d2 in the previous case will become equal to d, and d1 will become equal to r. So d2 by d1, which is d by capital D by small r, you will get. Okay, so till now if there is any doubt, you can ask. Okay, right. So now if you observe the total flux linkages of the conductor due to both internal as well as external fluxes, so then what is the expression, right? Total internal flux linkages, sorry, total flux linkages lambda is equal to internal flux linkages plus external flux linkages. So internal flux linkages value is 1 by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 I, and external flux linkages are 2 into 10 power minus 7 I into ln d by r1 here. Okay, so you may consider it as simply r, radius of the conductor. Okay, only this is not r1, this is r only. In all the cases this is r only. Okay, you consider that one single conductor, right? For this one single conductor, if you pass the current I, fluxes will be developed. Those fluxes will be external flux and internal flux will be there. So due to internal and external fluxes, inductances will be there. So you have to sum them to get the total inductance or total flux linkages. If you want to total flux linkages, this will be the sum of internal flux linkages plus external flux linkages. The internal flux linkages are expressed with 1 by 2 into 10 power minus 7 I. So now if you observe this term, the internal flux linkages are not depend upon the radius of the conductor. So there is no R term in this equation, internal flux linkages. Okay, the internal flux linkages are not depending on the radius of the conductor. Now the external flux linkages are 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 I into ln d by r. Now these external flux linkages are depending upon the radius of the conductor also. Okay, but internal flux linkages are not depending upon the radius of the conductor. Okay, so now here you take the 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 I as common from these two expressions. So then when you take 2 into 10 power minus 7 I as common, you will get 1 by 4 in this term, first term, and in the from the second term you will get ln d by r, Okay, so now this 1 by 4, this value can be written as ln e power 1 by 4. Okay, so ln is nothing but log to the base e. So log to the base e into this e power 1 by 4, right? So now you know that log m power n is equal to n into log m. So this can be written as 1 by 4 log e to the base e, right? So log e to the base e will become equal to 1. So the 1 by 4 value, this 1 by 4 can be written as ln e power 1 by 4. Okay, so plus this term is ln d by r. Okay, now this is, let us assume this is ln a, this is b. Log a plus log b is equal to log ab. Okay, you can write like that. So this can be written as ln e power 1 by 4 into d by r1, d by r. So let us, it is not r1, just r, you consider it like that. Okay, so log a plus log b is log ab, so which can be written as ln e power 1 by 4 plus into d by r, right? So now instead of e power 1 by 4, we are writing it as e power minus 1 by 4. In such a case, this will come to the denominator. So this can be written as ln d by r into e power minus 1 by 4. Okay, so when you take minus, it will come to the denominator. Okay, so then the final expression is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 I ln d by r1 dash here. So this where r1 dash is nothing but r1 into e power minus 1 by 4, and this e power minus 1 by 4 value is 0.7788 r1. Okay, so r1 is r1 dash, what we are representing here in the final expression is the value of 0.7788 r1. Okay, r1, or it will be simply r, you can start. So now from this expression, what you can say here, r is nothing but radius of the conductor.
Sir, I will
Hello.
take care.
Amma, unmute your mics. Sorry, mute your mic. Mute your
Sir,
mics.
I will take care.
Okay, madam. Disturbance coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from this last expression, r dash is nothing but 0.7788 r, right? R here is the radius of the conductor, right? So now this r dash value is 0.778 times r. So which we can say that r dash is very less than the r actual radius of the conductor. So now if you take this external flux linkages, which is 2 into 10 power minus 7 I into ln d by r, and if you compare this expression with this expression, so I will erase all the things. So you compare external flux linkages equation, this value and this value after first final value total flux linkages. So these two are looking like the same expression, except that in place of r1 you are having the in the final expression you are having the r1 dash. Okay. So here in this expression here is it is the r, and here it is r dash. This r dash is nothing but 0.77 times 7788 times the r1. Okay. So now from here to here, when you consider the internal flux, so your radius is reducing here. So which we will call it as a r dash. So this is also called as geometric mean ratio, GMR, geometric mean radius. Sorry, someone raised hand. Is there any doubt? Okay. So this r dash is called as the GMR, which is geometric mean radius. Okay. So this geometric mean radius is the 0.7788 times the radius of the actual conductor, right? This r dash can be called as the fictitious radius. So when you take the internal flux into consideration, so then actual radius will be reduced to r dash, so which is called the fictitious radius, or this can be also called as a geometric mean ratio, geometric mean radius. Okay. So this is the final expression for total flux linkages. So when you know the total flux linkages, so then inductance is total flux linkages by I, right? So the total inductance L of the single isolated conductor is equal to lambda by I, so which is equal to, so if you bring this I this side, the remaining term will be 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 ln d by r dash henries per meter. So this is the final expression for inductance of an isolated conductor. Okay, this is the final expression, 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by r dash, right? So now if you want to convert this ln term to logarithmic, so then you do some calculations, and also you convert meters into kilometers and henries into millihenries. Okay. So then the final expression what you will get is, here is the this one 0.4605 log d by r dash, so which is in millihenries per kilometer. Okay. So log is nothing but it is to the base e. Okay, you are converting this ln term to log. Okay, you have to do some mathematics here. So then if you do some mathematics, you will get the final equation, this one. So you can remember either of these two equations. Okay. I think it is first equation is very much easy to remember than the second equation. So the first equation, which is 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by r dash, which is in henries per meter. So if you want the inductance in millihenries per kilometer, if you want per kilometer, so then you have to use the second expression, which is 0.4605 log d by r1, sorry, d by r dash. So this log is nothing but this base is 10, sorry, not e, base is 10. Okay. So log is nothing but base 10 with base 10. Ln is nothing but log to the base e, right? So till now we were calculated the inductance of single isolated conductor with considering the internal flux as well as external flux. Okay. So now let us determine the inductance of single phase two wire line. Okay, single phase two wire line. So now you have to consider two conductors. Okay, two wires is nothing but two conductors will be there, right? One will be forward path and another will be return path. Okay. So now let us these two conductors in the, you see the diagram. Okay, conductors 1 and 2 we are considered here. so which are the single phase two wire line, right? Each conductor is carrying a current I1, current flowing through the conductor 1 is I1 and current flowing through the conductor 2 is I2, and radius of conductor is R1 and radius of conductor 2 is R2. So now as it is a single phase line, one line will act as a forward path, another line will act as a reverse path. So this I1 will be I1 will be equal to minus I2. You can write like this. So the magnitude of I1 and magnitude of I2 both are same, but they are in a reverse direction. Okay, and the distance between these two conductors from center to center. So center to center distance between the two conductors is assumed as D here. So capital D here is the distance between center of one conductor to the center of the other conductor. Okay, each conductor is having radiuses of R1 and R2. So now while calculating the inductance of single phase two wire line, you have to make some observations here. Okay, so now let us determine first the inductance of one conductor. Okay, so to determine the inductance of single phase two wire line, first you determine the inductance of one conductor. So then you finally use the first equation to determine the inductance of the second conductor. Okay, so first consider the first conductor and you determine the expression for inductance for the first conductor. So now here the flux linkages of the circuit caused by the current in conductor only if you are considering. So then you will observe three things here. So now what are the three things what you can observe here is, so whenever current one conductor 1 is carrying the current, so then magnetic flux will be produced here. So those magnetic flux lines are concentric circles. Okay, so now the external flux from R1 to D minus R2. So right, the distance between two conductors is capital D. So D minus R2 is nothing but you have to subtract R2 value, which is the radius of the second conductor, from the distance. So up to this distance you have to consider. Okay, so the external flux from R1 to D minus R2. So external flux from here to at this distance up to this. This external flux will links all the current I1 in the conductor 1. Okay, if you observe here flux linkages, then external flux of first conductor will links the current current in conductor 1 up to the point of D minus R2. Okay, and second observation here is external flux from D minus R2 to D plus R2. D minus R2 to D plus R2. So D minus R2 means nothing but surface of the conductor here. From here to D plus R2 is nothing but here. Okay, the external flux from D minus R2 to D plus R2 links the current whose magnitude is progressively reduces from I1 to 0 along the distance because of the effect of negative current flowing in the conductor 2. Okay, so conductor 1 is carrying the positive current, conductor 2 is carrying negative current. Okay, if you observe the flux linkages of both, right, in such a case, so these flux linkages of these are the representation of here. These flux linkages are the flux produced by this conductor 1, right. So now if you observe the fluxes of second conductor also, so then they will be in opposite direction. So from here to here, from the surface of the conductor 2 to up to the end, this up to the distance D plus R2. So the flux linkages will be decreasing here. These external flux linkages of conductor 1 will be decreasing and will become 0. Okay, flux B and D plus R2, so links a net current of 0. Okay, so now these flux linkages will be linked with up to the D plus R2. After D plus R2, this net flux will be 0 when you consider only the first conductor here. Okay, so these are the observation what we generally made here. Okay. So when you consider the first conductor only, consider the first conductor only, and if the current is passed to the conductor 1, magnetic flux lines will be developed. So right, those magnetic flux lines will be concentric circles, and the flux lines will be internal to the conductor and external to the conductor. So now if you observe the external flux alone, so only external flux if you observe, so then that external flux from R1 to D minus R2 will links the entire current of I1 which is passing through the conductor 1, and the external flux from D minus R2 to D plus R2 will be progressively decreases as you move from D minus 2 to D plus D minus R2 to D plus R2, it will progressively decreases and become 0. Now after D plus R2, the flux linkages will be 0 for this conductor 1. Okay, these are the three observations what we made, right. So now for calculating the total inductance due to the current in conductor 1, so again you have to make some simplifying assumption, right. So the assumption is that if D is much greater than R1 and R2, right. So D, capital D here is the distance between two conductors. Okay, if the distance between the two conductors is much greater than radius of conductor 1 and conductor R2, so generally this will be the case for overhead transmission. If you observe the overhead transmission line between two conductors, you will be having some spacing, more spacing when compared to the radius of each conductor. So radius of the each conductor will be very much small than the distance between the two conductors in case of overhead transmission line. Okay, so in such a case you have to assume that the flux from D minus R2 to the center of the conductor 2 links the all the current I1. Okay, so D minus 2 to the center of the conductor up to from this point to from this point, from the center of the conductor, from D minus R2 to center of, that means up to these point. Okay, up the flux up to this point, it will link with the current flowing to the conductor 1. So that is what we are saying here. Okay, the flux from D minus R2 to the center of the conductor 2 links all the current of I1, and the flux from the center of the conductor 2 to D plus R2 links 0 current. Okay, after the center of the conductor, right, from here to here, from center of the conductor to D plus R2. Okay, so between this there is no the flux here is almost 0, and this flux inside here doesn't link with the current flowing to the conductor 1. Okay, so the current flowing through conductor 1 is I1, right. So this I1 will be linking with the flux up to the point of center of the conductor, that means up to the distance of D only. Okay, after D to D plus R2, so if there is any external flux, that flux doesn't links with the this current I1. Okay, up to D, up to this distance D only, you have to consider the external flux. Okay, right. Okay, so now if you assume that as a condition, so in such a case the flux linkages of the circuit caused by current in conductor 1 only is, which is represented with lambda 1, which is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7. I here is the current flowing to the conductor 1, which is I1 ln D by R1 dash. Okay, so now how you can get this expression? From this expression. Okay, so this expression is the inductance of one single conductor when you are considering it one single isolated conductor is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 ln D by R dash. Okay, so when you consider only one single conductor, the radius is R, right. R dash here is the 0.7788 times the R value. Okay, so you have to remember this expression always. Okay, from here from here the inductance for only one single conductor, right? In case of first conductor in the single phase two wire line, this can be written as the same thing, 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 ln d by radius will become r1 for that case. So r1 dash you will get. Okay. So for the second conductor, if you write, so then this will be the similar 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 ln d by, so this r1 dash will become equal to r2 dash. Okay. Simply from this equation we are writing the inductance formulas for two conductors. Okay. So lambda 1 is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 and current flowing through that conductor, first conductor, ln d by radius of the first conductor. Okay. These are the flux linkages. So if you write the inductance, then inductance is the lambda 1 by I1, so which is 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 ln d by r1 dash. Okay. Similarly, if you write the inductance for the conductor 2 also, L2 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 ln d by r2 dash. Okay. So these are the two inductances of two conductors separately, right? If you want total circuit inductance, so then you have to sum these two, L1 plus L2 is the total circuit inductance, right? So this single phase two wire line is a single circuit here. So one conductor is acting as a forward path, other conductor acting as a reverse path. So it will form one circuit or one loop. Okay. So the inductance calculated here we can also call as the circuit inductance or loop inductance. So the circuit inductance or loop inductance L is equal to sum of the inductance of two conductors, L1 plus L2, right? So L1 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 ln d by r1 dash, and L2 is the 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 ln d by r2 dash. Okay. Right, one thing. I will write the expressions here. So L1 here is the, so 2 into, so 10 power minus 7 ln d by r1 dash. So this is the inductance for first conductor. Okay. So plus for the second conductor, inductance is from the same formula, 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln, so d by, for the second conductor r will be r2 dash you will get here. Okay. So this is the expression. So from these two expressions, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 is common, right? So when you take 2 into 10 power minus 7 as common here, okay, so this term you are taking it common, then you will get 2 into 10 power minus 7 into ln d by r1 dash plus ln d by r2 dash you will get. Now this will be like log a plus b. So log a plus b will be log a into log b. Okay. So in such a case, how you can write? So which is equal to, so 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7, 2 into 10 power minus 7. So this can be written as ln d by r1 dash into d by r2 dash, right? So now d into d will become d square. Okay, d into d will become equal to d square. So d square by r1 dash into r2 dash you will get. Okay. So now here this r1 dash r2 dash can also the product of these two can also be written as, I am taking under square root and taking whole square. Okay. R1 dash into R2 dash can be written as under square root R1 dash into R2 dash whole square. So now this square term and the square root term will get cancelled, the term will become the same. Alright. So now if you write like this, numerator is having the square and denominator also having square. So now this term can be written as ln d by under square root r1 dash into r2 dash whole square. Okay, so here is the 2 into 10 power minus 7 will be as this. Okay, so the inductance is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by under square root r1 dash r2 dash into whole square. Okay, so now this square will come to front side of ln. So in such a case 2 into 10 to the power minus 1. Okay, then in such a case it will become 4 into 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, 4 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by under square root r1 dash r2 dash, you will get the final expression. Okay, this is how you get the expression. Okay, the total loop inductance is this value, 4 into 10 power minus 7 into ln d by under square root r1 dash into r2 dash. Again here r1 dash value is equal to 0.7788 times the radius of the conductor, so which is r1. Okay, in the similar way r2 dash is equal to, so 0.7788 times r2. Okay, so you have to remember this. So we are r dash you are representing means, so this is the geometric mean radius, or you can also call it as Fixitious radius. Okay, so that radius it is the 0.77 times 7788 times the r value. Okay, so now if the two conductors are having same radius, that means r1 dash and r2 dash will become equal to r dash, same. So then if r1 dash and r2 dash becomes the same, so then in place of r1 dash you will get r dash, in place of r2 dash r dash you will get, so r2 dash whole square you will get, so square and square root will get cancelled. So the final expression will be 4 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by r dash. This is the final loop inductance. So when the two radiuses of the conductors are equal. Okay, so now the units are in Henries per meter. So now again if you want to convert this into logarithmic and millihenries and kilometers, so you do some mathematics here, again you will get the final expression as 0.921 ln d by r dash millihenries by kilometer per kilometer. Okay, so this is the final expression for determining the inductance of a single phase 2 wire line. Okay, right. So any doubts here? But till now is there any doubts, or you just raise your hand, or you can also send a chat box message. Right. So then the next topic is inductance spacing factor, or you can also call it as a inductive reactance spacing factor. You can call it with any term, inductance spacing factor or inductive reactance spacing factor, right? So to determine this, you consider the same case, single phase 2 wire line, right? From the single phase 2 wire line, the inductance of first conductor you can written as, if you see here, the inductance of the first conductor L1 is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by r1 dash here, right? Now if this logarithmic term ln d by r1 dash can be written as ln d in plus ln 1 by r1 dash. Okay, here this term, so this term you can write it as a ln of d plus ln of 1 by r1 dash. Okay, similarly for the second conductor also you can write this logarithmic term as ln d by r2 dash can be written as ln d plus ln 1 by r2 dash, like that you can write. Okay, so from these two equations, from equation 3 and 4, you can write the expressions like this: inductance of conductor 1 can be written as L1 is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln 1 by r1 ln 1 by r dash plus 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by 1 is nothing but d. Okay, so now these are in Henrys per meter. So if you want to convert all ln terms to logarithmic terms, so this is the expression. L1 is equal to 0.4605 log 1 by r dash plus 0.4605 ln d. So the units will become millihenries per kilometer. Okay, similarly for the second conductor, so the inductance is L2 is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln 1 by r dash plus 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by 1 in Henrys per. So then Henrys per meter, this one, not kilometer, Henrys per meter. And if you write in logarithmic terms, 8th expression 0.4605 log 1 by r dash plus 0.4605 log d by 1, which is in millihenries per kilometer. Okay, from the third and fourth equation we were there 7th and 8th expressions. Okay, now as the both conductors are identical, so the transmission line conductors, two conductors for single phase are identical, you can say that L1 value will be equal to L2, right, which can be written as simply L, right. So when L1 is equal to L2, which is equal to L, so then inductance per phase per kilometer length of the line can be written as L is equal to 0.4605 log 1 by r dash plus 0.4605 log d. So these two 7 and 8th expression both becomes equal. Okay, when you consider the single phase line conductors are identical. Okay, so when L1 is equal to L2, which is we consider it as L, so in such a case L is equal to 0.4605 log 1 by r dash plus 0.4605 log d, so which is in millihenries per kilometer. So now from this expression 9, so you can say that for the first term is the only function of fictitious radius of the conductor r dash. The first term is the function of r dash. This r dash is nothing but fictitious radius, fictitious radius, or you can also call it as geometric mean radius. Okay, so now this first term can be defined as the inductance due to both internal flux and external flux to the conductor to a radius of 1 meter. Okay, so now suppose if you go back to this expression here, so inductance of one single isolated conductor, L is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by r dash you are getting here. So in place of d if you substitute 1 meter, so then this will become 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln 1 by r dash you will get, right. So here we are considering 1 meter. So 1 meter, the external flux is going up to the 1 meter. So in such a case, this formula 0.4605 ln 1 by r dash you will get. So that the d value will become equal to 1. Okay. So now if you observe the second term which is 0.4605 log t. So now this second term will depend upon the capital D here. So capital D for a single phase transmission line is the distance between the two conductors. Okay. So when you consider the first case, which is here only single isolated conductor, what is D? So D is nothing but this distance from center of the conductor to particular point Q. Okay. So when you consider the single isolated conductor, the D here is, so D here is distance from center of the conductor to some external point. So this distance is D here. So when you consider the single phase line, this D is nothing but distance between the two conductors. Students don't write anything. Okay, right.
Hussain sir.
Okay, here
Hussain sir.
the second term here is the 0.4605 log d here. So this second term depends upon only d. So which this d is for a single phase transmission line, which is
Sir.
having two conductors
Sir.
is d here is the distance
Sorry.
between the conductors.
ఎవరో
So
హ్యాండ్
now
రైజ్ చేశారు
this
ఒకసారి చూడండి.
second term we call it as a
Hussain sir.
inductance spacing factor.
Sir.
Ma'am,
ఒక నిమిషం. సారీ. ఎవరో హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేశారు ఒకసారి చూడండి.
హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేశారు, ఎవరు మాట్లాడట్లేదు.
ఒక నిమిషం. LE1.
బై మిస్టేక్
ఓకే. చాలా ఇందాక కూడా హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేస్తున్నారు మీరు.
లేదు
LE1. ఓకే.
బై మిస్టేక్
ఓకే. చాలా ఇందాక కూడా హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేస్తున్నారు మీరు.
లేదు నేను ఒకటే
Okay, ma.
Three.
If you are having any doubts, so you can talk now. It's time for. It's already 4. Sorry, 3.
3.
1 hour completed. Okay, this is the definition of inductance spacing factor. Inductance spacing factor is this term, second term, which is 0.4605 ln d. Okay, so this inductance spacing factor you can call, or you can also call it as inductive reactance spacing factor. Okay, so this second term will give you the spacing between the two conductors. So if you consider the single phase transmission line, so the distance between the two conductors is d here. So distance in the sense spacing between the two conductors, right? So what is the how much spacing we can determine from this inductance spacing factor. Okay, that's all for today. If you are having any doubts, you can
Okay,
raise the
sir.
questions.
ఓకే.
Ma'am, we will stop here, ma'am.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay.
ఓకే.
Rightly, in 1 minute I will just give the summary, right? So now here first you have to determine the internal flux and external flux. You have to derive the expressions for internal flux, external flux. If you know the internal flux and external flux, you can determine the internal inductance and external inductance, right, for single isolated conductor. So right, so when you know the internal inductance and external inductance, so if you sum those two things, you will get the external total inductance. Okay, so if you want total flux linkages, you have to sum up the internal flux linkages and external flux linkages. So if you want a total internal inductance, then internal inductance plus external inductance, if you sum, you can get the total inductance of single isolated conductor. So that value is this, L is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln d by r dash. Okay, so if you want in logarithmics, so then you do some calculations. So final value is 0.4605 log d by r dash millihenries per kilometer you will get. Okay, so now for in case of a single phase transmission line which is having two conductors, right, if you calculate the inductance, so that inductance will be meeting end చేశారు.